This is the answers video to the 2K Q&A, and there's really just one question that I liked that I'm going to answer in depth. Avocado Style asked, what do you think is the future for set theory? Will it become popular and standardized, or will the norm always be basic music theory? I'll begin by explaining the current use of set theory. You all probably know that it isn't well known among most music performers, but in many university music schools, including my own, set theory is taught in Theory 4 class, which is a mandatory class for most music majors. Set theory was created in academia and has been taught in academia for the past few decades. However, most people that take one semester on set theory never use it again. I myself thought I would never use set theory when I took Theory 4. Unfortunately, universities teach set theory in a really cumbersome way that makes it seem difficult and useless. For example, they make you spend time looking through fort charts and reordering scales when we have calculators that instantly alleviate the need for such tasks. My relationship with set theory changed when I started analyzing late-year Scriabin music. I realized that lead sheet notation was a silly descriptor to use that left out important information. Here's an example that demonstrates this. Let's say we have a typical Scriabin tritone chord change between a mystic chord built off of C, and then the bass moves to F sharp, but all the notes stay the same. If you analyze this chord change with lead sheet notation, we'd get C7, 9, sharp 11, 13, moving to F sharp 7, sharp 9, sharp 11, flat 13. It's not incorrect, but it doesn't show us that the pitches and overall structure is the same. Lead sheet notation may be helpful for jazz performers reading charts, but for music theory analysis we would want to know that the two chords have the same sound with the same pitches, just with a shift in the bass. With set theory we would label both chords 634. For more detail we could include that the first chord is the second most spread out mode of 634A built off of C, and then the next chord is the fifth mode of 634A built off of F sharp. Set theory is perfect for describing these sort of chord changes for complex chords, yet it's not always the proper tool to use for analysis for music that's strictly tonal. If we were analyzing Bach, set theory would simply tell us that major and minor chords are being used, rather than the useful detail of tonal theories such as scale degrees and functionality. If we go back to Scriabin and try analyzing scale degrees or triads of the mystic chord, it just doesn't make sense. The rules of tonal music theory for the most part are specifically designed around the diatonic set, and thus they have very little utility for describing harmony that's outside of the diatonic set. Here's a spoiler for a conclusion we'll get to at the end of the Pressing Scales series. The diatonic set is the most optimal consonant set to use out of all the pressing scales, which we can see in a variety of metrics. Therefore, it's not a cultural fluke that scales like pentatonic and major have been dominant throughout the world. There's never going to be an atonal pop song based on the whole tone scale that the masses get behind. That being said, a lot of eclectic music listeners have a desire to hear interesting, uncommon harmony. So here's my answer to your question. To the extent that harmony lovers want to understand and implement complex harmony, set theory will grow in understanding and use. To the extent that musicians are satisfied within the diatonic set, set theory will be ignored. I can't predict the future, but I'm trying to change it. This channel isn't just dedicated to exploring the genius of Scriabin, but also to popularize a revolutionary way of understanding music. By learning set theory, we're learning to view music geometrically from first principles. We get to learn more of the objective features of musical structures, and we have the freedom to structure our own rules and to apply sets from across the harmonic universe. When I compose atonal music, I use set theory, and I hope to share this knowledge so that we can all be enriched with the understanding of set theory. Thank you all for your questions, and thanks for being part of the set theory revolution. Stay tuned for more videos, please join the Discord, check out my website, and please like, comment, and subscribe.